So, good evening, everyone. Today we have gathered here for a lecturette session. So, what happens in a lecturette is you will be given four topics. Sorry, you'll be given four topics: one easy, two medium, and one hard. And you will be given 3 minutes to prepare, and then 3 minutes to speak on the given topic. So, for the given topic, from the four given topic, you have to choose one. And let's say if Aditya starts first, he'll be given 3 minutes to prepare. And then for the next 3 minutes, when he is speaking, the next test number, let's say Ankit, will get his topics, and he has to prepare in those 3 minutes only. And then the series goes on. So I'll give you the test number. So Aditya will go first, then Ankit, then Neha, then
Okay.
Niranjan, and I'll go at last. Okay. So I'll assign the topics. Second. Okay. I'll post the topics in chat. Is it okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So yeah, another
Okay.
request. Okay. So another request, please turn on your video while speaking on your topic. So for Aditya, I'll share the topic. So yeah, another thing, like there will be you will be given 3 minutes. So after 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll raise my hand. Okay, so once I raise my hand, just it is an indication that only 30 seconds are remaining, and you need to conclude in those 30 seconds. And after 3 minutes passes, I'll say next. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So okay. So the topic uh, for Aditya, I've sent the topic in chat. So I'll start the timer. You'll get 3 minutes to prepare, and then next is Ankit. So while when Aditya starts speaking, I'll give your topics in the chat. Okay, so Aditya, you can start preparing now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Aditya, you can start.
Okay. So, good evening, gentlemen. Today, I'll be speaking on the topic startups in India. As we know that with the current growth in the entire world, the
He left. Aditya, you can start over.
yes, yes. Good evening, gentlemen. So today, I'll be speaking on the topic startup in India. As we know that in the current modernizing world, the finance sector and the economic center has surged up very high. And with this modernization, the entrepreneurship has come up a very long way. So if we talk about entrepreneurship, it is a person who combines both finance, work, and artist together so that they achieve a common goal. He is called as an entrepreneur, and this process is known as entrepreneurship. With the rise in entrepreneurship, we have seen many startups in India. Startup is basically a small idea, a person who engages in a business without any backing, but he tries to improvise the business, and with a very small team, they try to conduct that, and it may or may not turn out to be a profitable business. So, talking about startups, we have seen startup companies like Flipkart, Amazon, Uber, or Razorpay. These all have started as small companies with its with someone who had a vision in mind to develop the business. In today's times, we can see Shark Tank. It allows people or entrepreneurs to pitch their ideas of the startup towards the angel investors. One big thing about India is that India has a very good number of people who are investing in such startups. Even the government of India, by the Make in India program, has always supported these startups. People who are people from technological institutes and colleges are more interested in developing their own startup rather than taking the college placements. So, talking about the advantages of startup, we know that startup surely gives employment to many. If it turns into a good profitable business, then the expansion of the company is also good, and it will only add to the economy as well as to the employment of people. And so I think that the startup culture should be encouraged and motivated in India, because in order to compete with the global competition such as US, UK, Canada, where there are many private giants, the startup culture will surely help India to make a mark among them as well. So thank you.
Okay, you can start. Okay. Hello, Ankit. I think your
Jen everyone. My
network
name
is.
is Ankit and I've chosen topic for the lecturette. My topic for the lecture is I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible now.
Hello. Yes. Good evening everyone. My topic for the lecturette is air defense system. Uh, as you all know that air defense system is a crucial part of defense for
Ankit,
any
your
defense in the
voice
world
is breaking.
or for any country. As we have seen in the past few times, countries like Israel, who is fully surrounded with the enemies. I think there's a network problem. I'm using the Wi-Fi. It is fluctuating up and down.
Okay, you are audible now. You can go on.
Let me check once again.
Okay. So I'll assign your test number after Niranjan. I'll give you fresh topics. Okay, Neha, you can start. And please turn on your video if possible. Hello, Neha, am I audible?
Yes, Saurav, you are. And yeah, okay. So, good evening, everyone. The topic of my lecturate is Indo-Africa relations. As it is not the relation between the two countries, it is being the relation between two continents. As Africa belongs to the African continent, and we are from Asian continent. So it is not from the this year. It is from back to colonial age when the Mahatma Gandhi, who have led the his political career from Africa and also established a colonized and removed the racialization in Africa. Also established Indian National Congress in Africa. So later on, in today we have the like in past years we have celebrated 70th years of Republic Day, with the in which the African president was the chief guest, as well as with this Africa is came to be the emerging largest economy, having a high GDP, as well as so it is also the hub of oil, and which is good for us to have a good relation with it, that we having transporting of oils from that, as well as the Africa we have been it have the very uh, best constitution in the world. We also have some constitutional ideas we have taken, which have made to more efficient in our politics, as well as their implementation also boost our political system. With this, not only this, it is back to the very ancient times when the traveler Marco Polo, who have came to India, also this was the emerge of relation in both the countries, access of navigability, that also leads to good bonding, and there is the transporting of several minerals and the oils and other energy sources with Africa. Now, concluding my lecture, I want to say that we are not just bind with our country relations. Not only these are the main reason, but we are also bind with our good having same idea of living with peace, no wars, and having a common on the like climate change, as well as having a life tranquility with no war and non-violence on the path. So this is the what they are thinking about both the countries and
Okay, your
their
time's up.
own. Thank you.
Okay, Niranjan, you can start. Ankit, I'm assigning you new topics, and you can check the chat.
So, war ends by the exhaustion of nation rather than the victories of armies. So, gentlemen, the topic of my lecturate is Russia-Ukraine war. So, as we know, last year in Feb, Russia illegally annexed Ukraine. And if we just look at the history of Russia-Ukraine war, then this thing started way back in 2014 when Russia attacked and captured the Crimea, one of the strategic part of Ukraine. Now, if we look at the various reasons why Russia annexed Ukraine in present scenario, then the first being the increasing inclination of Ukraine towards NATO. As we know, after World War II, two major powers was developed. One was led by USA, that was NATO, and the second, which was led by Russia, which was known by the name of USSR. So nowadays, both USA and Russia are the biggest adversaries of each other. So Russia didn't want Ukraine to join NATO, and this is how, and that is why one of the reason is the increasing inclination of Ukraine towards NATO. Secondly, the two region, that is Luhansk and Donbass of Ukraine, has having some linguistic and cultural similarities with the Russian culture, and that's why Russia thinks that it is the integral part of Russia, and that is why Russia attacked and declared these both regions as republic. Third reason, I think, is the Black Sea, as Ukraine is having a various strategic ports in the Black Sea, and even during the summer, Ukraine used these ports for the export and export of wheat and various other items. So third reason is this as well. Now, gentlemen, if we look at the various steps which was taken by the various governmental organization, then recently International Criminal Court uh, issued an arrest warrant against the Putin. And now, if we could look at the impact of Russia-Ukraine war on Russia itself, then various Western countries as well as NATO countries has put sanction on Russia. So it is basically affecting or impacting Russian economy. Like recently, we saw the price cap which was put over the Russian oil. Apart from it, if you look how it is affecting India, then we can see already we are facing the problem of inflation. Not only inflation, but we are also facing the problem of stagflation. That means we are in a stage where we are facing the problem of inflation as well as we are losing jobs. That means our uh, unemployment rate is also getting high day by day.
Okay,
Now,
and
what are the way
time is
through
up.
which this?
Ankit,
Okay.
you can start.
So, good evening, everyone. My topic for the lecturate is air defense system. As you all know, that air defense system plays a crucial role in any country's air defense system. It protects it from the enemies, from the, you can say, from the air, from the land, from the sea, and it plays a vital role in any country's defense system. Uh, and if you see in the past few times, if you see the example of Israel, how they have protected them for the all other the enemies, surrounded by the enemies. Israel is a country surrounded by the enemies. Their air defense system, heard about that Iron Dome system. Lots of it has the capability to stop lots of missiles and drones, aircrafts at a single time. And India is also moving towards better air defense system, because if you see the recently the deal of S-400 missile system with the Russia, and also DRDO has developed our own made in India developed air defense system is Prithvi. It's an anti-ballistic missile system, air defense system, and it has the maximum altitude of 80 kilometers ceiling. And in India, Army Air Defense is responsible for handling most of the air defense system equipments, and it is having a headquarters in training regimental center at Bhubaneswar, Odisha, and in Hyderabad also. And so we have to work. We are still India is also working to safeguard our nation with the enemies like China and Pakistan by deploying the high advanced air defense system on the border areas of Arunachal Pradesh and in the POKs. Nowadays, aircrafts like one of the aircraft DRDO designed is that you have heard about that aircraft is a DRDO Netra. It is a advanced high altitude is a kind of a aircraft which is running on a high altitude, have the capability to block the radars and other things. Where it can block the enemy aircrafts and drones. in the air itself. So we are continuously working on these systems, and we have for the air defense system, we have various kind of anti-aircraft guns.
Okay, your time is up.
And thank you.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. The topic that I will be speaking on is Manipur violence. So, starting off with the cause of Manipur violence. So, basically, there are the communities can be divided into two parts: the tribal as well as the non-tribal groups. So, the main clash was between these two communities in Manipur. Initially, the High Court demanded the state government to give the status of ST to the non-tribal community, that is the Metis and the tribal communities, which mainly consist of Nagas as well as Cookies, were not agreeing on this particular decision of giving the ST status to the Metis. So basically, if we talk about the population wise, so around 54% of the population of Manipur consists of these non-tribal people called Metis, and around 40% are these tribal communities. So the reason why Metis require this ST status was basically to conserve their tradition as well as their culture, and if granted such ST status, they would get relief in taxes as well as the benefits in job and education. So initially, there was the genesis of this crisis started, or the violence started at the march, which was organized by the solidarity march called as the Tribunal Solidarity March, which was organized by the tribal people, or basically the Meitei students. So this march started as a peaceful protest against the rule of providing the ST status to Meiteis, but due to some arsonaries and lighting up the public vehicles as well as churches, it took a very serious turn. So, talking about the actions that were taken to reduce these violence. Article 355 was imposed in Manipur, which states that the central government has to protect the state government if any cases of such internal or external disputes occur in a state. So several measures were taken, and with the help of Indian army as well as the state police, they were able to control the violence to a very much extent. But also there are some external factors such as the insurgents, Naga insurgents, as well as the Meitei insurgents. So we can see that by applying such important decisions and planning such course of actions, we can
Saurabh, we are done.
okay, thank you. Okay, so that was all. Thank you for participating, everyone. I'll stop the recording.